Then on the Pro Desk, I'm currently running Proxmox, and it currently only has one VM. I'm working on a second VM, and it's also running Portainer on an unprivileged LXC. So
make sure when you set the VM, the CPU you want to set to host, so
yeah,
that you're not trying to emulate the CPU.
I had to convert the host. I had done it wrong. I didn't realize that I needed to be on host for the best performance. But that's a couple of simple clicks. What I'm having trouble with now is I had to create a Samba share from my main PC because that's where most of my storage is. Because the HP Pro Desk is a little bit limited, but I have hopefully found a way on that on the number of drives that you can hook up. So I will eventually be ordering a couple of things from AliExpress because of the narrow space. I need some right angle SATA connectors. And then I need a NVMe adapter instead of the NGFF adapter, so that I can hook up to the M.2 slot that's in there and hook the drives in and still be able to close the top. I was hoping to be able to do that at the same time that I put in the 32 gigabytes of RAM, but that's not happening.
Describe this new mini PC you got.
I did. It's currently 12 gigs of RAM. It's the HP Pro Desk 600 G3 Mini.
Gotten for some reason a Chinese one or something like that. No, okay, cool.
That was like $60 on eBay, so it was not bad at all.
What'd you say? The CPU?
The i5 6500T.
Oh, okay.
It will do transcoding.
8 threads?
Yes, a total of 8 threads. Nice. So that's 2 cores. Oh no, I think it's only 4. I don't know. I have to look it up again.
Oh, it's only 2 cores, so
2
4
cores,
threads.
2 threads, so 4 threads total.
Okay.
So I think I can put the 7500. Yeah, I think I can put the 7500T in there eventually. But for now, this is doing fine. I know it's not a lot to work with, but it was rather budget friendly. And like I said, it's running a VM of Mint that I'm basically using exclusively on my phone with Dex. So it feels like I have a full Linux on my phone, which is kind of cool. It works out really well. I set the screen resolution to match that of my portable display that I use, and I can just install whatever I want to on there, VLC. On that one, I'm able to either use SSHFS or the Samba share, and I'm able to do reads and writes. My current problem is that with the LXC, there's a group permission error that I need to figure out how to fix.
Okay, hang on. So you're using Dex on your Android phone, but how are you accessing the Mint VM from there?
Okay, now Proxmox is actually really interesting. I don't know if you've ever used Proxmox before, but I'm assuming that you haven't since you said that. Proxmox, whenever you install a VM, whenever you install a VM, it attaches no VNC to it,
right?
Which is very similar to Chasm VNC, except you don't need to install it. So no VNC is working outside of the image, your VM, and it's allowing you to view it. So actually, you know what? I can share my screen.
You're using no VNC in full screen mode, basically, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I got you. From the Proxmox web interface.
Right. And all I have to do is pop it out in no VNC, and it works just fine.
That's a pretty cool way to do it. I didn't know if you were doing it that way or if you had a VNC client on your phone and connecting via that way.
So yeah, you can see it here, and all I have to do is click that, and it's full screen.
And this is on your phone?
I can. Well, this is on my computer, but it's the exact same on my phone. I request the I force it into desktop mode, and then I just do the exact same thing. I mean, it's the
Okay.
exact same web page, web interface, and all that. And like I said, I'm running Portainer as well. And Portainer you access directly from a website. I'm not going to show all of that though. But I was running Jellyfin on it when I had I had limited the size of the LXC to just a few gig. And Jellyfin, when it transcodes, it stores it all locally, unless you go through some configuration. And it filled up rather quickly, and it caused the entire Portainer, Docker, everything to crash because there was no hard drive space left. And currently, so I did expand that up to 32 gig.
The great thing about LXCs is they're super easy to grow if you
Right.
need to,
But like I
compared
said,
to VMs.
it was a bit of a pain to get the Samba share attached to it, but I did, and now I'm still having permission issues, so I can't write back to the Samba share. So I can read from it, but I cannot write to it. And that's making some of the setup of things that I've done a little bit difficult, because I did I did have Jellyfin on there, but that was writing locally, and so that did work. It just filled up and it broke everything else. So I got LibreOffice working on there, but I can only store locally, and that's not exactly helpful if you're trying to export or something. Same thing with the slicers. I was able to get Orca Slicer, Cura, and Prusa Slicer on there. But I was having some trouble at first, and I found out that it was because I was putting all of my configs in the same area. I had to define specific config locations for each item, because it's not necessarily that they were trying to overwrite each other, but once one has that location, nothing else can write there. It's a permissions limitation, it seems like. So I did get that figured out and fixed, but I still have not figured out the writing back to the Samba share. I know that it is because that it's listed as no group and no owner, and I somehow need to fix that. And then I can't use chown, and I can't use ch group. So what's really good that's running on here right now is I have my Pi-hole instance back up and running. And I've got it working correctly now, and I did set up some local DNS entries on it so that I don't have to keep memorizing the IP numbers of all of the different services created by either Portainer or the different LXCs and the VMs that I'm creating. The next VM that I'm trying to create, which is giving me trouble, is Batacera. I want to be able to remote play all of my games and everything, either from my phone or from another computer or whatever, all the emulation and everything. But Batacera only comes as an IMG, and I've tried converting it to an ISO, but it won't convert to an ISO.
You need to convert the IMG to what's called a QCOW.
I figured I needed to convert it to a VDI.
Or either one. Yeah, it uses both VDI and QCOW format. So yeah, you can create a VM from QCOW or VDI.
Yeah. So I'm thinking of creating the virtual image on my main computer, and then trying to port it over. I don't know how to do all of that yet, so but I'm enjoying the learning process with this. that is what has been fun for me. And I probably am going to put Home Assistant on there and try it out. I don't know how well I will do with it or how much time I can dedicate to it at this point. But it might be fun to integrate that with the stuff that I already have set up with Alexa. So
Yeah, you would like Home Assistant provides either a VDI or a QCal for emulation. The Home Assistant OS. That's how I have it in Proxmox.
I'm pretty certain that there is a helper script, which is what I use to set up Portainer specifically for Home Assistant, and those make just the initial setup super easy, like blindingly quick and easy to set things up on Proxmox.